All truly great thoughts were conceived by walking. This is the quote that Nietzsche said, and I truly believe in that. There were many moments when I was spending time in my room, in my dark room, when I was just consuming media day in and day out. And I truly did not have any capabilities of thinking for my own self, and I always just wanted to see other people's media because I wanted to shut down my own brain, and I want to see other people's opinions more than my own opinion. And at that moment, I lost my own ability to think for my own self. If you're, for example, in the space of content creation, you may sometimes feel the same way. You see all these content creators who talk about many different topics, and they seem like they know what they're talking about. But once you play record and press that button, you feel like you don't know what you're talking about. Maybe that's just imposter syndrome, but there are some things in the terms of just consuming media all day and you're not truly thinking for your own self. Even though it sounds very corny and it sounds very just simple to say, which may sound very stupid, but most of my things that changed positively for my life were decided in the moments when I was going for a daily walk in the nature or just somewhere else. As my guy Nietzsche said, all of these thoughts popped up when I was actually going somewhere for a walk, when I could truly leave my mind to work on itself. I know that the path of least resistance is to just shut it down and consume media all day, but that's not a correct path to go, because this way you will manifest beliefs that are not inherently yours. And the beliefs that you did not create on your own self, you at the end of the day do not know who you are. What do I mean by saying that? I have spent a lot of time myself consuming media day in and day out, mostly consuming black-pilled content and just content in general that are not very positive for my own mind frame and just my own trajectory of life. But the times when I stepped away from media, stepped away from the internet, and I actually started going for a walk in the forest like this, a walk in a field, maybe even a walk through the city, you will actually see things that are truly happening in real life. And at that moment when your mind is finally resting after consuming so much media, at that moment you will finally start to truly develop ideas that you created on itself, by yourself, on your own. There is a reason why all of these great philosophers promoted going for a walk, just walking in general. There's a reason why all of them developed these great and deep thoughts and philosophies by walking. There's a reason for that. It's very biological. We humans and animals in general are not meant to be stationary all their life. Many times you feel like you do not know what you're doing. Maybe life is way too complicated. Maybe there are bad things, complicated things. Maybe there's way too much going on in your own head right now. One form of clearing that is going for a meditation, but a better way is to just go for a walk in the park or go outside. Go for a walk. Maybe at those moments when you go for a walk, maybe at that very moment you will not really figure out what you're really doing and what are the correct solutions for your own life and for your own life situations. But the more you do it, it will get better. There are many times when I felt depressed. Maybe life wasn't very good at that moment. But when I went out for a walk and when I got back, even though nothing realistically changed, my view of the life got better. I started to think more positively. And when I started to think more positively, then I truly started to do things that affected my life for the better. Your mind and your worldview is truly affected by what you consume and what you pay your attention to. And if you constantly pay attention to the meaningless things in life, what will your life outcome be? It will be meaningless. Your worldview will be pretty meaningless. At the moments where I, for example, go out for walks, daily walks in the forest, walks through the city, or maybe even a bike ride. At these moments I can truly lay my mind to rest and I can truly observe the things that are very important to me. I spend a lot of time in front of a screen, but these cherished moments of just going outside, looking at nature, looking at the greenery, looking at the dirt, this amazing fucking dirt, looking at the sky, looking at the trees. All of this may sound very, very autistic, but how often and how lately do we actually pay attention to these things? Of course, when we were like children, we were constantly observing these things like it was the grand discovery of life. But the more we age, the more we forget to appreciate these minute and little things that are not little whatsoever, because we're surrounded by these things, we're surrounded by these objects. I understand that I'm going on a very hippie way, and I'm like saying that nothing really matters and that nature is here and all this mystical and hippie nonsense. But I just want to be a reminder. I want to place a reminder on you to appreciate nature and to appreciate going for a walk. Now, as Nietzsche said, it's better to come in the sink rather to sink in the cum. That was very stupid, I apologize for that. What is really the point of this video? I do not know. This video is pretty stupid in itself. But this video is just to remind you that there are things that you can actually just solve by going out for a walk. It will not solve it directly, but it will solve it subconsciously. And if you change your subconscious mind, then you will actually start doing the things to actually affect your life for the better. So if you're depressed, I don't know, just put on your shoes and just go outside sometimes, I don't know.